It's time for game previews presented by Husky Tools, exclusively at the Home Depot.
All right, what's up, everybody? DJ Bucky here. And Bucky, I think this is one of the games of the week. Philadelphia Eagles going to take on the Seattle Seahawks. They conquered one bird last week in the Falcon. Now it gets even a little more difficult against the Seahawks.
It certainly gets more difficult, but they actually have the team that can get it done because when you look at their defense is set up to be a top 10 defense under Jim Schwartz. There you see yards per game, rushing yards allowed, right at 100. You'd like to bring that down a little bit. But pass yards and points per game, which is the most important statistical category, the Philadelphia Eagles defense is playing at a high level.
And I look at Brandon Graham, to me, I think one of the more underrated players in the league. We don't have assists when it comes to sacks, but when I watch the tape of them, I see him set up so many things for their teammates. He's coming hard with power off the edge, forcing that quarterback into the arms of another defender. He's played outstanding for them. Fletcher Cox started to come on a little bit more last week. When they line those guys up next to each other, they're dangerous. Then you mix in Connor Barwin, who's athletic. You can do some different games with him as well. I think that's the key. They have a better defensive line than Seattle has an offensive line. They need to capitalize on that in this game.
They do need to capitalize on it. The problem is you're dealing with Russell Wilson, an athletic quarterback, a guy that is beginning to find his way in this offense. When you look at his passer rating, 99.4, that's what he typically does. 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But what I like, the last 2 games, he has 5 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he's beginning to utilize his legs because he's finally healthy. As you look at the Seattle Seahawks offense, they are a team that really lives on these broken play touchdowns. The Philadelphia Eagles have to find a way to keep him in the pocket and make him play on script because if he gets off the script, that's when the danger happens. They can't allow that to happen. But I'm going to say that Seattle finds a way to make a couple plays. I'm going to go with Seattle in this game.
Well, it's a tough one to pick. I think C.J. Prosise is a problem. The way he played the other night could be a problem. But I do like Philadelphia's front. I think they corral Russell Wilson, keep him in the pocket, and they win a very close game. This is going to be a very competitive game, and it could be a playoff preview, what we could see in the future. Really looking forward to this battle.